Hi everyone, thanks for joining us on Tea Time, where we bring you entertainment news with all of the trimmings, with all of the extras, and with all of the add-ons. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo, and I'm here with those of us who live, breathe, and eat entertainment. Elsie Godwin and Ife Oshunkeye. It's Valentine, isn't it? I'm surprised that we're still wearing black.
Who's wearing black?
You are wearing black.
Nope, I'm wearing brown and black.
Elsie, happy Valentine.
I wish you the same.
Thank you very much. Have you had your gift yet, or you're having it tonight?
How am I supposed to know that?
Well, because Tokema Kenwa got a gift from a secret admirer and she shared it in a story. So, what happens to you?
So, because
Tukema
Kenwa got a gift, I'm supposed to get a gift. Of course, you're saying it and I'm responding to now.
Okay,
I don't understand. So I'm supposed to not respond.
Well, I left something on your desk.
Whatever.
Well, you don't believe him?
I mean, till I see it.
Ah, good heavens. Anyway,
please, anybody listening, please go and take it off a table. I think someone else deserves it.
I saw Dumas surprising his wife with a bouquet of flowers and a gift as well. So that video was on his page, I think. So I don't know who else did any surprise, any celebrities out there that did surprise
because before the end of today, we expect to see so many of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else apart from Valentine that is new and that is hot?
I think
that is
one
romantic?
thing I would really like to talk about is the Gucci saga going on right now. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Where the sweater they released sometime last week, even though they've taken it out of their website and you can buy it, and it's depicted to be racist because it's like a color, what's it called? Color vlaka?
No, I don't.
Color, what's that called? That stuff that covers your face. You would be the one to know, man. Kalavakla or something funny like that. And it's a sweater that depicts racism, according to so many people, and they've said they should boycott the brand Gucci. And to me, I just think people are getting in their feelings because a sweater that shows that is black up to your nose level and shows big red lips, to me, doesn't depict racism. If I feel I can rock that and it looks good. You don't live in that
society, though. If you live in that society, you probably understand what they're talking about.
I just think we're just getting in our feelings. And then I really admired what Floyd Mayweather did because on Monday, he went on a shopping spree buying all-round Gucci, even though there's been a public outcry for boycotting the brand.
He was making a statement that,
he was making a statement. And 50 Cent is going on and on, pulling out his closet, taking out all his Gucci's, and is burning them one after the other, and is giving out some to charity. Yes, so I just think people are just getting in their feelings, man. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
The issues that I have when people do this kind of boycott thing, you know, is the brand is still going to make their name. They're still going to sell, regardless. If they don't sell, you know, in that particular place, they will sell elsewhere. So I feel at the end of the day, this is just going to be like a dent in their financial.
And Prada also got called out for a bag they did that had a monkey with big red lips, and they think that is racist as well. Come on, man.
All right, I think we should move on to our main stories before we get very depressing. It's Valentine's Day. I think we should start with some other interesting stories. Yes, time to bring you up to date on the latest stories making the rounds this morning. And we're starting with TV host Joselyn Dumas, who gives relationship advice to women by saying, stop making your man a gold mine or your father. So, Elsie, since your relationship, let me get it right.
Stop doing that.
Relationship.
Like you do that over and over again.
No,
but,
relationship.
Of course, she's saying things so many people have said over and over again.
Yeah,
and,
so nothing surprising, really.
Nothing surprising, nothing new, nothing special.
Exactly. This is what I always say, that same old, nothing exciting. And it felt like always wants to cut my head off for saying they didn't come out with anything new. But you can correct me if I'm wrong, if you feel she hasn't said anything worthwhile or anything new, or do you feel she has actually said something new this time
She
around?
hasn't said anything new, and I don't think anyone has said anything new because there's nothing new under the sun.
Exactly. But the times we spoke about relationship
but
advice,
the only thing I'm
going to
say about this is just read my shirt. It says blame the society. The society is the reason for
you're
most of it.
advertising for your stylist, aren't you?
Well, whatever.
Is that the name? Is blame the society a name of
No,
a stylist?
you don't get it. He's showing off what his stylist has styled him in.
That's not what my stylist styled me. Is this what your stylist styled you in?
Dear.
You need to change your stylist, bro.
Yeah, go on.
Make your point.
Okay, so my shirt says it all. Blame the society. This is what the society has taught a lot of young women growing up. You know, they've seen all the slave mamas and they feel like, okay, a source of livelihood. Alibaba addressed this recently, saying that you shouldn't get into relationship or marriages for financial sustainability. And I think that is 100% correct. Like, if a man loves you with the little he has, the fact that he can't buy you Brazilian hair, but he can probably do some other stuff apart from those extravagant things, I think is what's sticking around for. Do you understand? And at the end of the day, if you are the type of woman that feels like you should be with a man because of the financial gains, then kudos to you. Go do you. You can't tell anybody what to do. It's their life.
Okay. So what do you have to say? I've said
I was
mine,
waiting.
you've said his. What do you have to say?
Well, nothing. I think we all agree, nothing new, you know. And I've always been a believer that yes, you know, women should have something to fall back on, you know, as opposed to just hoping that to rely on the man. So it's a 50-50 kind of thing.
Yeah, and there are men that are not even reliable. So yeah, so don't bother.
No, but it's all about support. If the man is not reliable, you know, make yourself reliable.
In the context of the word reliable you use, you're talking about money. So I'm saying there are men that are not, you can't even rely on, basically.
Yeah, but there are women you can't even rely on, not even financially. So it's
not even financially.
Yeah, so it's a way. At all. That's what I'm saying. It depends on the relationship and the marriage. So what I'm saying is that whatever happens in terms of relationships, you always find that one is giving more than the other, or the other is giving more than the other person. So
it doesn't always happen like that. There's
exactly. I'm just giving those examples that, you know, there are other people that it happens to.
Okay, well, maybe.
Yeah. We don't argue experiences. Okay, so we can move on.
Yes, we can move on. So final thoughts before we do anything. Anybody else want to add anything
having
else?
your own money is very, very, very sweet. That's what I can tell you.
Yeah, and to all the ladies out there, try and get yours without getting it through a man. Most of all the slave mamas, all these women doing different things, transactional sex, are people with degrees that actually went to school, that can actually get a job if they want to. But just like our president said, lazy Nigerian youths are somewhere.
Sometimes you just
are
like
somewhere. No, I'm not generalizing. I'm saying we have some lazy Nigerian. We are not lazy Nigerian youths, but we have some out there that just sleep all day, do nothing, and they expect manna to fall from heaven, or they wait for a man to call them up. So, yes, we do have lazy Nigerian youths.
But whether, you know, even if a man calls them up, it's not being lazy. They're still working.
Oh, they're still working?
Yes, they're still earning a living.
Okay.
All right.
You must be Rihanna right now. Work.
All righty. Time for a break. But when we return, we'll be bringing you the latest scoop, the latest news, and the latest entertainment headlines. We'll be right back.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect am.
If you no talk, dem go beat you.
Na 2,500 I dey pay.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time, and it's time for our next story. Gifty Powers says pregnant women who dance are simply foolish. Okay. I've always been of the view that people should be entitled to do whatever they want to do. You know, you can't just come from nowhere and say, you know, I know there are health risks, especially when it comes to pregnant women, but if that's what they choose to do, I've seen a couple of women, pregnant women dancing, and sometimes it's not even that heavy. They just move lightly, you know, so for you to categorize and, you know, put everyone in one basket and say, okay, it's not healthy and it's not, you know, you think it's foolishness. I think it's a bit too much, but I understand where she's coming from in terms of the health implications.
If you understand where she's coming from, I don't, because I had to read on dancing and pregnancy, and this is one quote I'll take here. It says, dancing is great exercise during pregnancy. Not only do you get to move your body to music you love, but to keep you flexible while tuning your muscles. Like, so many publications have talked about dancing, and the only difference is if you're not an active dancer, not professionally, of course, before you got pregnant, you are still advised to dance, but not extreme, like move your body.
I think it's the extreme she's talking about.
I don't know what she calls extreme. It's the person
I think she's
doing
making
it.
reference to a video that went viral sometime last year of a woman dancing and then doing the handstand, and people were cheering her on because she actually
is
said
a professional dancer. The woman, the video you're talking about, she's a professional
dancer.
Yeah. So if she has been doing that, doing it while pregnancy is not going to do anything to her, because that's like her lifestyle.
Yeah, it's not going to do anything to her. What about the baby?
It is not. It's not going to do anything to the baby. So I think she should just try to read up or even call up a doctor and find out, because sometimes doctors will tell you, especially for women that are not working, you have to come out, take a long walk. Sometimes they tell you to climb stairs just to exercise and make sure your muscles are free, because when it's time to actually push, you need these muscles to be able to do the job. So if you've been at a point and then you're not doing anything, you get to a point, probably when you're getting to your 6th, 7th month, they tell you you have to move around, move your body, make sure you're doing something, shake it off so that you won't be weighed down. So when I read all she was writing, I don't know, maybe she did not put them in the right context. I'm not sure, but Gifty, I don't know.
She's just trying to talk about motherhood.
I know she's a mother, but...
I really have nothing much to say about this because I'm not a medical expert. And
For once, Ife.
For once?
Usually you would come out and be like, okay, you know, you would have even given the advocacy that Elsie has just done now in terms of all of the medical evidence that supports dancing and pregnancy.
Yeah, Elsie did the right thing by going to check. I didn't go and check
That's
for the
what I'm saying,
medical.
that normally you would have done so, but let's not argue back and forth. Say your point.
My people.
Just two people with this.
My people, back to what we're saying. I am not a medical expert, and I really do not know the health implications of a woman dancing during pregnancy. But as Elsie has rightly said to all of us and made it clear that it is even a good form of exercise, just like they say that sex is a good form of exercise during pregnancy.
Oh, trust your mind to go there.
It's my mind. It's the truth. Since we're talking about medical things that help pregnancy, because some women actually deprive their husbands of sex during pregnancy, saying, oh, it's going to affect the baby. But medically speaking, now that is what I read about and what I know about.
Then. You see excitement coming out now, Ife. Oh, seriously.
But
the thing is, there are 101 things that can help. You know, so
I'm
that's why
telling
I'm
you
saying
what,
that.
she told you what did she tell you that eating onions is good? Did she read about eating onions and pregnancy?
But we have, like, we're talking about dancing and
Thank you,
pregnancy. How
Elsie.
did you
Thank
get
you.
into that part?
Seriously.
And for what you're
Because I
talking
thought I was
about,
the only
really,
one.
yeah, it is not the same for everybody.
Oh,
actually.
exactly.
Yes,
It
there's
varies
this
from person to person.
popular notion that once you're pregnant, you actually crave it more, but it is not for everybody.
It's not even about the craving. Even the doctors would tell you that
Which doctor told you, Fair?
you have your Google.
No,
Google
which doctor
is
came
your
to you and said,
guys,
you must
guys,
do this, or else,
Google is your uncle.
Fair.
Okay, just check Google.
All right,
and then
guys.
Like you
you'll find
said,
out
you are
what
not
I'm
a
saying.
woman and you're not a doctor, so you don't understand.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Have you
I
ever
think
been
on that
pregnant? You're
note,
a
I've
woman
been
or you're
around
not?
so many pregnant women.
And I haven't been around so many pregnant women.
I had to take care of them, so I know what I'm saying.
I have a baby sister.
You have a baby, and you pushed with the baby.
He said he has a baby sister.
You know, he has a baby.
Oh, sister.
You know, he has a baby mama now, so that's what he's talking about.
All right,
But then,
coming up next, Justin Bieber is getting treatment after reportedly falling into depression. And I think Hailey's the one that is actually pushing him towards this and helping him all along with regards to what he's going through. And some people are speculating that, okay, you know, maybe it's Hailey that is making him depressed. But he said, from of the things that I read, that it's not actually Hailey, that he has had this from way back, and it has to do more with dealing with fame, dealing with fans, you know, dealing with all of, with drugs actually as well, because he said even at the time that he was taking Xanax. So he's saying that Hailey has actually been the one that has been helping him.
He's actually saying fame is the reason he started taking drugs, going to do depression. So everything that's going wrong in his life is because of fame. Exactly. So, and this has always been an issue. And then he's saying that Hailey has actually helped him a great deal. And I think his religion, because in the post that he posted regarding Hailey, he talks a lot. He sounded very, very spiritual. And I was like, okay, you know, though we know that he goes to what's that church called now? The Australian church, Hillsong. You know, he and Hailey have been attending that church for some time, but I think he's beginning to get even more connected to his spiritual side. I don't know if you guys saw his post, but he posted something. The one when he was talking about being engaged or married to Hailey. That's when he said completely and all that. Justin, I think he's one of those that they are not very strong mentally. It's not out of place to admit that this is the kind of person you are, you know. And I'm glad he's getting help, and he's seeing the right person and talking to the right people to be able to cope with this, because you see people looking at it from the angle of saying, I mean, you have what so many people want, and you're always saying something is wrong. Like when Justin is in the news, it's always about depression. Like there's something wrong somewhere. You know. So sometimes you begin to wonder what is going on. But it goes a long way to say that we all do not have the same capacity to handle every kind of situation.
So you don't think he's mentally strong?
Of course, he's not.
I'm going to have to refute that.
Yes, because I think he would have committed suicide by now if he's not strong.
That's not even
the fact that you're not mentally strong doesn't mean you will commit suicide.
He would have committed it long before now, even if at the time he was facing all of this. You know, there are people that
let me tell you why I am
and
going to refute the fact that she is saying that he is not mentally strong. Now, this is somebody that was addicted to drugs, and he actually admitted to this for the first time during his interview and cover himself and Hailey for Vogue magazine, and he spoke about his addiction to Xanax and how it smoke screened every other thing he was doing, because he was brought up well and his mother told him respect women, but at that time promiscuity was like a thing for him, and he was always very promiscuous. So every time he needed to do that, he said all he could hear was his mama's voice. So drugs were the only thing that could screen all of that. Now, this is someone that did not go for any AA meeting. He did not go to any rehabilitation center, but he has been clean since 2014. How? Because he went to his pastor's place, his popular pastor that we all know about, and he had a detox there. And since then, he hasn't done drugs. Now, when he met Hailey, he was going through a period of celibacy, because he felt that was when he started getting spiritual. That was when he started going to church. He had been celibate for a whole year, not having sex, not doing anything. And that was when he met Hailey, and they reconnected again, and they got married. So this is someone that is using his mental strength to take care of himself. Now, he's doing this whole, what's it called? He's doing depression thing through counseling. Do you understand? And it's only normal. This is a child star. We knew Justin Bieber when he was 14 years of age. So he's a child star, and it's not easy with paparazzis following you everywhere and all of that. Sometimes you just feel like you have to be somewhere else to be able to deal with all of that. All right,
we're out of time. We need to go on break. When we come back, it'll be time for yet another interesting headline. Don't go anywhere and don't miss it. It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity?
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got 2 of the hottest topics currently trending on social media.
If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about like 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
Welcome back. It's still tea time right here on Plus TV Africa, and we're swiftly moving on to our next story, which is on Nollywood actor Ibrahim Suleiman, who says, with this cancelling culture, I am wondering where room is for people to evolve and change. Okay, so I support what he's saying, you know, and when I read this, this guy came to mind. Who was the guy that was supposed to host the Grammys?
Yeah. Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart came to mind, you know, because of the homophobic tweets that came back like years later. So I could resonate with that when I saw this, and that's my own belief as well. That
was also a response to Liam's when he said he was outraged. He felt really sad when his friend told him that a black man raped her, and then he was, at that point he wanted to look for any black man to hurt and do that. So people were going after him and saying he's racist and all that. Yeah. You know, that's where this is coming from. So I understand what he's saying, and I think I quite agree, because this power of social media thing is sometimes taking things to a level that I don't understand, because something little, they're not even thinking of it from the context this person is coming from. You just start calling and saying, oh, this person should be thinking of this person should be cancelled, let's boycott this, let's boycott that. I mean, people change. I think at the end of the day, based on this kind of recent activities that happen, that's why a lot of people don't get on social media, and a lot of people are careful, and I think we should take a leaf out of that we really ought to, especially like when Ife would say, like, as a celebrity, you should even be more careful, you know, when you post something out there, especially if you know it can be quite controversial, you know. So I think people should, you know, just take a leaf out of that book and be more conscious of what they post.
Well, in my opinion, I think social media should be used for the right reasons and not the reasons they're being used for now, because people just use it to maybe blast other people or follow somebody else's lifestyle. Like, I like the example he gave. He said it's a known fact that he doesn't like draw soup. Then if he goes somewhere in 2029 and he happens to have a good draw soup and then he fell in love with it, change is the only thing that is constant. So will you say because he had tweeted in the past that I don't like draw soup, people will now come for him and say, oh, you're fake? Do you understand? Now, I like the fact you brought up Kevin, because he dropped homophobic tweets about a decade ago and it was used against him. He could have been homophobic 10 years ago and not homophobic anymore. Exactly. Do you understand? So people should learn to admire change, or I mean to embrace change, that okay, people do change. Today I'm like Elsie in black, and then tomorrow as she wears red, I'm like, oh, I prefer this red on Elsie. Do you understand? So I think people should just they need to understand that we're all humans, and change is the only thing that is constant.
The worst part is, you know, when it's actually in politics. You see, these guys are even entertainers. In politics, you know, they dig as far back, you know, to see if you said something that is negative.
Yeah, but that's only right for politics, because you need to know.
No, but if you're saying it for the entertainment industry, you're saying it's not good for politics, then it's the same. It doesn't work that way.
No,
you
because
can't say
in
one
politics,
for entertainment.
you need to have a certain principle to be able to lead others.
That's what I'm saying. That principle might have changed from 10 years back. So you can't say that this applies in politics and cannot apply in entertainment.
No, I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying depending. I don't know where you're going to with politics.
Or the exact politician you're talking
Yeah, do you understand? I don't know where you're going to with politics because I don't know. Where I'm coming from is the cancelling. Now, we do not cancel politicians. Now, if you're talking about this guy is now very smart, but he did not do WAEC. Do you understand that? You're saying why you people dragging him for not doing, but he has gotten a diploma in other courses and all of that. But this is a requirement for you to lead a country. Do you understand? It is in the law. So that's why I'm saying do not let us bring politics into this because we will have a lot.
Politics and education are different. I'm just talking about
politics and education are different?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yes. So I'm just talking about people and the mistakes that they've done in the past, hindering them from getting to where they want to go to.
Do you want to give us an example?
Yeah.
I'm just talking about generally.
From.
If a politician has raped someone in the past
yes,
and then is running for office, we cannot neglect the fact that he's an ex-rapist or sex offender and then still expecting to rule our country. Now that applies, but in entertainment, you're a musician. It is your voice. It is the message in your music that we are listening to. It is your talent we are watching in the movies. So even if you're a sex offender and you come out and you say you have changed, I don't think it should hinder you from getting roles as long as you are not doing it in your industry.
That's what I'm saying, that, but it doesn't work like that because they will also always remember that, yes, you once raped someone, yes, you once did that.
Yes,
you know? So that's my point.
It is general. It affects everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
So but I'm just saying that with politics and entertainment, they're two different.
No,
that's
we can
what
trivialize. I have an issue with.
No, I'm saying,
I know, but what I'm saying is that you can't say, okay, for it to be acceptable in one part and then for it not to be acceptable. I'm saying that let your past not hinder where you're going.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If you want to have this conversation, you have to be specific. So we can let you know this is why it cannot happen. But when it comes to politics, if you're not being specific, it's different. It's difficult to talk generally.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to delve into a specific instance, but unfortunately,
no, you wouldn't
so
like
it. You're not going to delve into anything.
Yes.
So
let's go.
Oh my days. And with all of these stories and with all of this conversation, you are now up to date on the biggest entertainment stories this morning. But we're back later this afternoon. But if you wish to comment on any aspects of the program today, you can do so by using the hashtag #TeaTime on social media or tweet at us at +TV Africa. Until then, big thank you to my colleagues in the studio, Elsie and Ife, and I can't leave out the entire production team as well. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo saying thanks for watching. Good morning.